If you start the challenge and take your first step towards the adventure's hell, before you ponder the positives of your outcomes, beware of stepping back, for there is no surrender, no withdrawal, no fear. The noises of descent will rise around you, but you must continue the arduous path you've chosen. And beware not to turn back, for one who turns back never reaches, and if they do, they fall. We hear the bells ringing in the distance and see the innocent children playing and laughter echoing. At the same time, we see the hero of our new story walking down the street, humming to himself, saying he loves strength and doesn't care about the weak. Then we see some tough guys trying to harass a girl in the street. She tells them she wants to throw eggs at them, but her hands are full, and she would waste the eggs for nothing, so she won't do it. And Uncle Foolish Man smiles and says he loves toughness and loves girls with strong wills. But if she acts tough, he'll be upset with her, and he grabs her hand tightly. And at the same time, we see our hero walking with a sentence in his mind, the weak who thinks himself strong, and he tells him not to do his silly things like that in broad daylight. The tough guy asks him who he is exactly and what's with his stupid look. Then he tries to hit him, but our hero avoids it quickly. He appears in the gloom with colorful eyes and hair, half white and half black, and he, saying, "I'm asking you, what was going on in your head to think you're that strong?" He tells him he wants him to remember his name and face, so the weak like him fear him, and the strong search for him. My name is Sakura from foreign school. Then we see the girl that Sakura defended her running towards him, thanking him, and he's surprised she's thanking him. And she tells him there's no one else on the street, and he asks why she's thanking him. Did he save her or something? I just couldn't stand that guy bothering me, so I hit him. She tells him anyway, "You're hungry," and he says, "Of course not." And after saying that, "Of course not," we find him in her shop, and she treats him to a luxurious dish, and she tells him, "You look like you're from outside this country because I've never seen you here before, and it's very rare for someone to come to this town." And he says to her, Yes, I am a bit eccentric." And she says to him, No, I didn't mean you." And she tells him that recently, our country has become unsafe due to the fights and gang wars between different teams and universities. So, ordinary people didn't want to approach this country. And she tells him that despite that, she is also not originally from this country, and her name is Kotoha Tatiana, and she is pleased to meet him. And Sakura thinks to himself, why is this girl so friendly with me? Normally, people are scared of me, and I just killed 5 people in front of her by beating them up a while ago. And she asks him, aren't you going to eat? And he starts eating, likes it very much, and asks her if he could take food with him to go, but she sadly says no. She tells him that anyway, his appearance is a bit strange, half of him in one color as if he were dyed, and she approaches him saying he looks exactly like Marble. And you also look like you're wearing colored contact lenses. And he quickly moves away in madness, asking her, do you want to fight with me? Or what? And she tells him to calm down. Star of stars, I wasn't looking at you to start a fight. And he tells her, you are really eccentric. Most people are disgusted by me, or even ignore me without even listening to me. And she tells him, I am used to seeing things crazier than you. And Master Sakura tells her, appearance doesn't matter in a fight, that's why I came to Forian. The lowest in the ranking at Forian School are among the strongest fighters. There, it's a gathering of the wicked, and every day is filled with struggles for power and defeating others. I heard there are daily battles even during the New Year holidays, and I will be the one to rise to the top amid all these crowds. And she tells him, that's very ambitious of you. And he tells her, not just that, the lowest of the low and hated by everyone, with no value except in his punches, fights to become number 1. This is the best situation in the battle to determine the strongest. And she tells him, you have high hopes for this place. And she tells him, that's why you are wearing your uniform even though classes start tomorrow. And he tells her, actually, I recently moved here, so I don't have any other clothes. And she tells him, I understand, you want to live your school life. And he gets annoyed and says to her, damn your mind. And the grandfather walks with his cane, thanks Kotoha for the food, and tells her he left the money on the table. Kotoha walks him to the door and bids him farewell. Then we see Sakura stopping him, saying, hey sir, you forgot your bag. Good morning. And he says, yes, my son, bless you. Indeed, I forgot my bag, and I've been forgetting a lot these days. And our hero walks in the street holding some candy, thinking that he doesn't understand and that the old man, Yama, left this candy for Sakura because of his forgotten bag. And we learn that Sakura is surprised by the kind reaction from people because he is not used to it and is always accustomed to being shunned by people and having them turn away from him and his hair color and eye color. To the point that once when he found someone's wallet and went to return it, the man accused him of being the thief. And we see Kotoha telling him, you were right in choosing Forian, but you will never be able to reach the top of Forian with your current state because no one from Forien will even look at you. And he tells her, impossible. You don't even know how strong I am. And she tells him, you might be a good fighter, but despite that, you won't be able to stay at the top in Forien. And the reason is that you are alone. And Sakura gets angry and tells her, I am not so weak that I can't win without relying on others. And she tells him, I am not talking about physical strength, but you should get to know the guys from Forien. And if you do that, I am sure you will understand. In the street, we see a gang of workers breaking into shops, frightening people, and they encounter our hero in the street. And the gang leader, he is the one who just received a beating from Sakura a little while ago. And he tells him, I didn't expect you to come out to see us, you miserable Forien, you little one. Sakura continues walking, but the gang leader stops him and says, are you ignoring me or what? You want me to remember your face and name, and despite all that, you allow yourself to forget. He tells him, I can't forget your ridiculous appearance, with your colored lenses and weird hair. Are you cosplaying, son, or what? Then he tells him again, this is your real hair, and you're not wearing lenses either. Are you a cat or what? And he tells him, you look disgusting. What's wrong with you, man? Sakura thinks to himself, this is how it is. This is the natural response. Everyone rejects me and denies me always, and I don't care about their words, but at least I want to see value in myself, and if I defeat the man in front of me, I will be better than him in front of the gang. The gang leader tells him, you chose to hit the wrong person, and there's no team that will remain silent about hitting its leader. And before he finishes his speech, Sakura punches him, and in a moment like that, he hits several of them, then jumps into the air and kicks him in the face. He tells them, I'm the strongest person, and I'll be on top. And we see him fighting with punches and kicks, mercilessly, and no one from the gang can stop him in his place. And Hitoka notices that there's a fight in the street, so she comes out to see what's going on, and she sees Sakura in trouble, and the gang leader grabs Hitoka and threatens to kill her with a knife. But Sakura doesn't listen to him and goes to hit him. And in a moment like that, he hits several of them, then falls to the ground and kicks him in the face. Hitoka tells him, thank you again, and he tells her, don't misunderstand me. I didn't save you. It's just his behavior that I didn't like. Nothing more. And he orders the gang to bring out their knives in their fights. One of them comes from behind him, and it's Sakura, who has realized what's going on, and he gives him a powerful blow to the face, and he tells them, I can read your movements very easily. They all attack him at once, and he sits down to defend against the attacks and hits them, thinking to himself, I won't be done with them like this because I'm protecting her, but for a moment, I'm protecting her. Why am I doing something for someone else? This won't lead to anything but dire consequences. The gang continues its attacks, and Sakura stands firm in the square, hitting them all, and at one moment, one of the gang members grabs a knife and stabs Sakura's leg, and we see one person holding a baseball bat, still trying to hit Sakura, but we see someone who is the one who deflects the blows from him, and we see him saying to Sakura, you're a first-year student, right? You've made a great help by being here. And Sakura sees that he's wearing the same school uniform as hers from foreign school, and he tells Hitoka not to tell that guy that she's been in danger. He takes the baseball bat and hit the guy behind him, and we also see 3 guys from Farane's school coming down the street, looking confident. The leader of Farane's high school tells the gang, you guys don't know what's going to happen to you with the baseball bat you're so happy about, and he hits them and tells them, you guys are going to regret it today. One of the guys from Foreign's high school said that the number is much less than what we heard about. It was enough for just 2 of us, and they were going to do their duty. Sakura is surprised that students from Forian's high school are helping him, and the leader of Forian, named Hiragi, tells his gang not to stop like that, saying, attack them. And Hiragi calls on the guys Masutu, Kaji, and Yanajid, and he tells them if they let them cross this line, then I'll kill you all from the beating. And the fight begins between the Foreign's school and the gang, with the Foreign school defeating the gang. We see Sakura still standing there, surprised, as one of the gang members will hit him, but he unable to move his injured leg. But Hiragi defends him, telling him to retreat if he's injured. Sakura shouts at them, telling them not to do this, instead him. They are her prey. One of the Foreign school members tells her to stay out of it, calling her a fool, and warning her that if she moves too much, he won't be able to protect her. The Foreign's school strikes the gang, defeating them soundly, and Sakura hears the people's cheers for them but doesn't understand what's happening. Hitoka tells her that she warned her before that this area wasn't safe with gang fights, and this town changed 2 years ago and changed by the students of Foreign's high school. The first thing they did was put up a sign at the edge of the neighborhood, stating that anyone crossing that point would cause pain, destruction, or carry evil in their heart would be purged by Buferen without exception. And Buferen will protect the neighborhood, and afterwards, people thanked Buferen for saving them, and at the same time, They also thanked Sakura for helping them in the beginning and beating the gang. An elderly woman comes to treat Sakura's injured leg, surprising her, and she tells her to stay away. Hitoka is the one receiving first aid and taking charge of this mission, telling him he's alone, but it's clear he doesn't want things to end this way, judging by his response. "The town's residents will rely on you over time," she says, to which he responds with defiance, saying he doesn't need anyone or anything from anyone. She asks him why he brought the thing that grandfather Yama forgot at the restaurant, and why he saved her, telling him he hasn't lost hope in people yet and doesn't need to give up. Sakura runs very fast and jumps very high, telling them they're just a bunch of reckless people trying to play the hero, and if it comes to fighting, even he can do it. So Bufuren's work and this foolishness won't be a problem for her, and she delivers a powerful blow to the gang leader, knocking him unconscious and sending him flying 20 meters away, leaving everyone stunned by the force of her strike. Sakura enters very angry with Kotoha, accusing her of treating him like her horse because she had put Satu's grandmother on his back. He tells her to get off his back, calling her disrespectful, but she retorts, asking him to respect her age and not ask her to descend from such a height. He threatens to be mad at her if she doesn't get off, and she replies that she believes he lacks manners and needs upbringing. Then, the old lady descends, Spider-Man style, or like a young man in his 20s could, and frankly, I don't know how to do it either because I'm dealing with some back pain, but that's not our concern right now. Let's continue with these people. After that, we see Sakura saying to her, "You just told me that your back was hurting you so much that you couldn't stand on it, so how did you make that jump?" Satu's grandmother walks, saying, "Oh, my back hurts so much that I can barely walk." Sakura replied her, saying, "You're healthier than me." She replies, "Regardless, you're still the boy of Foreign, and thank you for helping me." Sakura can't take it anymore and wants to leave, but Hotoka stops him and tells him to take the sandwiches, strengthening him with 2 egg sandwiches and seasonal fruits. Then, she tells him, "Since today is your entrance ceremony into the school, consider it a gift. But school doesn't start until later in the afternoon. It's only 10 a.m., so you must be really excited." He responds, "Leave me alone. I was just taking a walk outside." She says, "All right, but it's okay to be a little excited." We see the star Neri, with his unique entrance, throwing his coat over his shoulder, and say hello to Satu. He's so enthusiastic that he doesn't even take the badge off his new jacket and asks Kotoha about the new foreign outfit, hoping for a rating out of 10. Sakura tells him, "Son, the tags for the new clothes are still on them," while Neri tries to remove them, clearly indicating Sakura's 2/1 rating of him as a human, not based on the outfit. Sakura asks, "Is this person also in the foreign school?" Hotoka confirms, saying, "Yes, you both will be in the same academic year." Neri asks, "What do you mean by that? I haven't seen you before, and you look like you're not from our town." Sakura responds confidently, "Yes, but it doesn't matter where I came from." Neri adds, "But what's with your appearance, your eyes and hair?" Sakura hasn't responded yet, and Hotoka laughs at Neri. Sakura introduces himself to Neri, saying he just arrived yesterday, and Neri comments that he hasn't heard of him, questioning why someone like him would come to their town. This angers Sakura, but Hotoka calms him down, saying to ignore him as his words are always like that. Neri continues, explaining that foreign school isn't an ordinary school. Its members have pledged to protect the locals, defend the weak, and crush the villains, becoming true heroes of justice. Everyone who comes to foreign admires our senpais, and all of them want to contribute to protecting the town. They're all amazing, and of course, I'm one of them. Sakura confidently responds, "Because I aim to reach the top of foreign. It's great to be a hero of justice protecting the town. It seems there are many strong people there, and I think I'd be satisfied if I were the best among them." Neri says to him, "It's better for you not to say things you can't do, because if you struggle for that, you'll become bald." But Sakura's patience with the idiot next to him has run out, and the idiot laughing beside him, and he tells him to wait for him outside. But Neri elegantly interrupts and tells him he's late and needs to leave now. Hotoka tells him he didn't eat his breakfast, and he tells her he only came to offer her his outfit and leaves, both not giving a damn about our dear Sakura. He walks away and tells her, "From today on, I've become a hero of justice," and he knocks on the door, looking truly like a strong hero of justice. And she tells him, "Hotoka, didn't I tell you a cute person?" And he tells her, "Yes, cute indeed. I've never met someone as foolish as him, not even listening to what other people say. I don't understand how someone as foolish as him could join foreign high school, because heroes of justice must be better than that," he tells her. And then Hotoka said, "I never expected you to care about appearance." He replies, "I don't mean clothes, But people who only care about fashion are the most cowardly in battles. And there's nothing more ridiculous than that. Hotaka, you're just making assumptions, she argues. But Sakura has seen many times before from these things. She asks him, do you know what color his coffee beans are? And he says, sure, brown like coffee. No, the seeds are red, and I thought like you before, but the idea is that we can't look at things from one direction. But aren't you rushing to make assumptions? And she tells him, you have to discuss things, examine well, and try to understand, or you'll never really discover people's true nature. He remembers her words when she said, at least I look at you. Why don't you look at me? He asks her if this person knows how to fight or not, but she says, is that the only thing that matters to you? And now we go to Temple Street for shopping, and Sakura walks down the street thinking about Hotaka's words, that she was right once. And they stop a guy and offer him fresh bread. But Sakura asks him why, and the man says, because you guys always help us, so we have to give back at least some of the kindness. She turns to the lady next to him and tells him that he was there yesterday, holding the gang, and everyone was talking about how great it was to have him there. Sakura feels embarrassed and politely declines, but the man catches up to him and says, take this, at least for lunch. Sakura continued walking, never short of praise from the people around him. Everyone was talking about his bravery from the day before. However, he wasn't used to such compliments, and as he walked through the crowded market, he thought to himself, what's with these people, and why are they so friendly to someone like me? I really don't understand. He pondered again, asking himself, someone like me? Why did I assume they would never look at me this way? At the same time, we see a woman suddenly emerging from the ground behind him, cutting him off and asking, you're from foreign, right? Can you help me? Meanwhile, our friend Rini was being attacked by a gang because he had defended this girl and obstructed the gang's path. The gang leader pointed his finger at Rini and accused him. The girl was just talking to me, and you got in the way. But Rini replied, she didn't want it like that, to which the gang leader retorted, what do you know, brother? You all claim to be protectors of the town, yet you need protection yourself. These words hit a nerve with Rini, who grabbed the gang leader. The leader taunted him with a cap, saying, you'll never be a hero. You'd better go home and cry in your mother's lap. Yet, Rini refused to give up and didn't let go, beginning to recite the law of Boverin. Anyone who causes pain, brings destruction, or harbors evil in their heart shall be cleansed by fire, no exceptions. After these words, the whole gang burst out laughing. The gang leader was about to deliver a fatal blow to Rini, but Sakura intervened just in time, delivering a kick that sent him flying to the end of the street. Rini was surprised that Sakura had come to his rescue. The gang mocked them. Just one guy from foreign school came to protect his friend, but Sakura replied, protect? Friend, don't get me wrong. I just can't stand weaklings who think they're strong. It disgusts me. They attacked him, but despite Rini's warning that he couldn't handle them alone, Sakura swiftly defeated all the gang members, leaving Rini in awe. It all happened in the blink of an eye. Rini asked himself, what exactly is this person? He thanked Sakura, saying, I must have been mistaken to think someone like me exists in Boverin and also attends foreign school. Sakura replied, don't misunderstand me. I didn't save you or anything. I was just passing by, and I don't know what brought you to foreign, but at least be aware of your abilities. Reni tells his story saying, when I was in middle school, I was just an obedient person every day. The boys would hit me, and I couldn't do anything about it except be obedient. The person who saved me was from Furin School. He was someone I usually feared, but he was truly amazing, and I always wanted to be like him. I came to Furin because I wanted to be strong and at least able to protect myself, but unfortunately, it's obvious to people that I'm pitiful. And Sakura recalls when he say that those who care about fashion are the weakest in battles. However, it turned out to be the opposite because although Reni couldn't beat the gang, he was very brave and refused to leave. Sakura consoles him, telling him, you're a weak warrior. Don't be a crybaby too, because that will only make you weaker, but you're probably not coward. The girl who was harassed by the gang reassures Reni, saying, I didn't know what this person would have done when he was grabbing my arm, and I'm grateful that you intervened and saved me in that situation. She thanks him from the bottom of her heart. She also thanks Sakura. Later, we see Reni asking Sakura about his height, weight, blood type, hobbies, skills, whether he has a girlfriend, and anyone else related to the topic. He takes measurements of height, width, depth, thickness, shoe size, and more. And Sakura hits him on the head to make him stop, saying, don't touch me and don't take my measurements. What are you doing? Reni responds, I just like to collect data on people I love and think are amazing. Sakura blushes and walks away, saying, do whatever you want, and tells him, I'll be watching you closely and at the same time, I might take you on a tour. Sakura replies, do you think I can't make it to school on my own? Reni clarifies, I didn't mean it like that. I may not be good at fighting, but if it's about the town or the people here, I'll be your guide, and also guide you towards the top. Then he takes him on a tower of the school. We see Sakura taking a warrior's rest and eating after his battle. Reni urges him to hurry as they need to get to school now, but Sakura tells him, if you're in such a rush, you can go alone. Reni then shows him the Furin headquarters and the student roster, revealing that they are in the same class, along with others named Su, Kiro, and Sujira. Sakura asks if Reni knows them, but he isn't aware of them, though they are distinguished individuals to him. Suddenly, we see Reni waiting for a name from someone in the same class, and he tells Sakura that they must promise one thing only, to be kind to everyone in the class and to smile at them. And Sakura tells him, you must be joking, but Reni tells him the members of Bofarin gather to protect the town. Since you're originally from outside the town, it wouldn't be strange for people to doubt you and ask you why you came here. I think it's important to convince people that you're harmless and not aggressive to Bofarin. But Sakura doesn't care about his words, and we see him warming up, telling Reni when asked that, I don't know the nature of the people there, so I must be prepared for anything. He then asks him if you were even listening to what I was telling you, and tells him that you are strange and you must listen to me because just a simple misunderstanding in this class, or rather the whole school, will turn against you. And what would happen if you were nice? But Sakura isn't interested in that talk and tells him, what does it matter if they turn against me? I came here to carve my path to the top. And we see him entering the class as though he were entering a cell, and Reni is tense from their dagger-like glances. We see someone saying, you must be Sakura, and Sakura takes a fighting stance, asking, who are you exactly? But Reni steps in and calms the situation, telling him his name is Leonardo DiCaprio, and Sakura, happy, says you're from a foreign country. I'm very sorry for you. But Leonardo turns out to be Japanese, and Reni is surprised by the person in front of him because he thought he would be heartless or cold. And Reni tells him, surely you are Su. And he replies, yes, everyone calls me by that name. But Sakura dismisses it. However, he intervenes and tells Sakura, look, your start isn't very good because we treat outsiders like pests. And Sakura readies for a fight, and we see Su joking about it all, telling him, I heard about the whole matter, and it was amazing. You were the star of yesterday's Main Street brawl. The others ask who Sakura is and what the brawl was about yesterday, telling them you must have heard about the conflict that happened with the gang on Main Street yesterday, and Haragi and the colleagues went to protect the people, but the one who was there before them and was protecting the town was Sakura. Then we see all the colleagues gathering, interested in his story, praising him. And Sakura is very embarrassed as someone with social anxiety. And Reni thanks God that they don't mistakenly think Sakura is an enemy to Bofarin. And one of the colleagues asks, why did you come here from outside the town? And he repeats his usual phrase, I came here to reach the top. But Reni tries to correct the situation, telling them don't misunderstand. It doesn't mean he wants to defeat you or fight with you. But he says I do mean that, and Reni tells him to be quiet. You'll get us into trouble, and we see someone throwing a table to get attention. But Sakura stands his ground and doesn't care. And Reni warns that we shouldn't engage with this person in a fight because he's the most dangerous man in our class. In fact, in the whole school. Because this is Kyotaro, but Sakura still doesn't care and tells him I love mad dogs. And as Kyotaro starts his fight by hitting, Sakura dodges and tells him, is that all you've got? I didn't expect this from Furin High School, but this is what I want. But how will this fight end? And how? And will Sakura win this fight or not? That's what we'll find out next time, God willing. And my friend, that was the end of our episode today, so don't forget to share on the channel to get the new summaries, and don't forget to support me with a like and comment, and that's it. Bye.